The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him make an eye like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in a path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Unu prepare a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I with unu oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I will follow I all the days of I even. I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah, kadema we groma bea tela exag beer tana istalina bashante shante 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 shante. Kadema we groma be tela e. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show them on, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'd only do that to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining me at this time. No matter where you are across the globe, I want to say greetings, greetings, and greetings. In Africa, when we say one thing 3 times, it means that we say it with all honesty and seriousness. Well, our numbers are rolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. This is where we speak truth to power, uncompromisingly. This is where all the action is. Now, today we have 5 very important issues to look at on a holiday right here in Ghana. A day that has been given as a holiday for Ghanaians to travel the length and breadth of this country and beyond so they can prepare for voting tomorrow. Who wins the ballot tomorrow and who loses? There will not be any loser. It's only Ghana that will be the winner. My brother, my sister, if you believe in this, say more fire. Now today we have 5 very important issues to look at, right from the length and breadth of our nation all the way beyond. And I need you to come along so that we can look at these things very carefully. Now, the very first story is rolling on your screen. And it says, Mahama'S disappointing gay comment. Now, John Dramani Mahama granted an interview to the BBC a couple of days ago. And he answered questions right from the economy all the way down to his next presidency. And then he also talked about the LGBTQI+. My brother, my sister, what did Mahama say to the BBC in that interview? I will sign anti-LGBT bill depending on what is in it. And this is Mahama speaking. Run it, my you. Watch this. Now, the presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has stated his position on the controversial anti-LGBTQ plus bill, which is currently under debate due to some portions of the document. Now, speaking in an interview with international media, BBC, Mahama stated that a future NDC government will sign the anti-LGBTQI plus bill, depending on its contents and the specifics of what it entails. Now, according to him, although LGBTQI plus activities do not align with the country's culture, values, and religious beliefs, there must be thorough scrutiny of what the bill proposes and aims to enforce before it is signed into law. He proposed that if, after scrutiny, he finds anything wrong with the bill, it must be sent back to Parliament for reassessment. It is not an anti-LGBT bill, but a family values bill. It was approved unanimously by our parliament. You see, it's against our culture. I mean African culture, our religious faith, Muslim and Christian and all that. But I think we must look at the bill, and the president must indicate what he finds wrong with the bill and send the bill back to parliament, or alternatively, he must send it to the Council of State and get the Council of State advice, he stated. Asked by the interviewer if that is what he would have done, Mahama affirmatively said, "That's what I would have done." Although the former president did not categorically state if he would sign the bill or not, he gave the condition that he would sign the bill depending on what it entails. It depends on what is in the bill, he added. When we return, I'm going to be looking at this. Has Mahama been hypocritical, or has he spoken the mind of Ghanaian people? We will find out when we return.
Blackpot, Koku Shorama. 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 Blackpot, Koku Shorama.
He's a Blackpot, aka Koku Shorama, and here we speak truth to power. I must apologize for the break. We had to do something in emergency. Thank you so much. All right. So now Mahama has spoken. He says he would have to look at the bill again, pass it to the Council of Elders. And he clarified it that it is not an anti-LGBTQI plus bill. It is a bill that is about our family values. He made it clear that homosexuality is against the culture of the people of Ghana and vice versa. Therefore, on his own, he will not be able to stand on his 2 feet and say, I cancel this, or I will sign the bill. He would have to take it to the Council of Elders after the Parliament has looked at it again. Many people think that this is hypocritical. Let's look at what Ghanaians think about what Mahama has said. What are Ghanaians saying all over the country about this answer that Mahama has given to the BBC concerning the LGBTQI+. I said Ghanaians. Let's go straight and look at what Ghanaians said. Now, mixed reactions greet Mahama's stance on Ghana's LGBTQ bill. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Now, recent comments by the National Democratic Congress, presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama about the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024 has sparked comments from some Ghanaians ahead of the general elections on Saturday, December 7. Now, the bill passed by Parliament in February addresses LGBTQ plus issues and has drawn significant attention due to its proposed punitive measures, including penalties for LGBTQI plus identification, advocacy, or support, as well as restrictions on the activities of organizations working on matters of exclusivity and non-discrimination. All right? Now, in an interview with the BBC on Wednesday, December 4, John Dramani Mahama explained what his motivation to assent to the bill would be should he be elected as the next president, stating that it will depend on what is in the bill. Now, the former president attributed his measured approach to the cultural and religious values observed in Ghana, emphasizing the need for careful consideration of the nation's context. It is not an anti-LGBTQ plus bill, but a family values bill that was unanimously approved by Parliament. Now, the president should share any concerns about the bill and either refer it back to Parliament for further review or seek advice from the Council of State, he told the BBC. Now, following the interview, public reactions to the NDC flag bearer's comments have been mixed. Some Ghanaians have expressed disappointment, suggesting he avoided taking a clear position on the matter, while others believe his response reflects a balanced and thoughtful approach. A Facebook user, Eunice Smith, for instance, commented, "You trust this man at your own peril. Simple yes or no, he was beating about the bush. Meanwhile, he was asking Nana Addo to sign the bill, with support from one Selassie, Jesus Raised, who also said, I am disappointed at John Dramani Mahama's response. A simple yes or no. I thought you were different." Dash it away. I am disappointed at this remark. I am honestly disappointed. You know why? Because John Dramani Mahama was actually pushing the dirty Nana Akufo-Addo government into signing the bill. We heard Mahama say time and again, sign the bill. The bill is before you, sign the bill. And even on this campaign trail, Mahama has mentioned to Muslim communities that should he come into power, things like this will be dealt with, because our culture frowns on some of these things like the LGBTQI+. There is an opportunity for you to tell the world whether you are going to sign the bill or not. If you didn't know what was in the bill, why did you ask Nana Akufo-Addo to go ahead and sign it? I believe that you had the chance to look at the bill very well as a politician. Or else, don't make comments about it. You asked Nana Akufo-Addo and Baumia to go ahead and sign it. Was it for political votes? I am disappointed. I'm not happy about it. And remember, I am not talking about the fact that the bill should be signed or it shouldn't be signed. No, that's not where I stand. My point is, one man tells this government, sign the bill. Hey, you sign the bill. You have to sign the bill. And then there's an opportunity for you to tell the world if you sign the bill or not. And you are pussyfooting. This is what is called pussyfooting. You are slow, as if you want to touch it, you don't want to touch it, you are moving back, you're moving forward. No, this is a political answer. And it's disappointing. Mahama is saying that, oh, you know what? I will sign the bill depending on what is in it. You've seen the bill. If you haven't seen the bill, then tell the interviewer, I haven't looked at the bill, I haven't seen it properly, I will take time and look at it, and then depending on what I see in it, I will sign. But even with that, you would have to tell us why you were pushing the NPP to sign it when you yourself haven't seen the bill. Are we speaking truth to power? Listen, it's about Ghana. It's not about NDC. It's not about MPP. we are just looking at Ghana. And I am disappointed at this political talk. Now, our leaders are not ready to move out and be radical. They still want people like Kamala Harris and the rest of them to come in there and give them checks. Even in America, they are America. Trump has put a strong foot on LGBT. He says no to LGBTQI+. He says no to all those genders. He said there are only two genders, male and female. He is straight with whatever he says. Much as I don't like Trump because of some things that he did in the past and still doing. My brother, my sister, hinging and bordering on racism and much more. I must say that he stood his two grounds, his 2 feet. He stood his grounds and said, listen, I am against this, I'm against this, and I'm against that. He was not a populist. He said it the way it should be said. If you vote for me, fine. If you don't for me, forget about it. It's all about America and America first. The way Mahama handled this, I am not happy about it. And again, let me repeat, it's not about whether I support the bill or I don't support the bill. Everyone knows what I support. It's about what you support. You were asking the other people to sign. Then there's an opportunity for you to tell the world whether you sign that bill or not. All of a sudden, you are pussyfooting. Well, there's another man who has also made his comments on this. And he's Nana Kwame. He's a man that I have a lot of respect for. But for some time now, in fact, he's actually on my wrong side. Yes, and I've made mention of this time and again. Some utterances that he made that I felt were so disappointing as well. I still love him. Run it, my youth. Watch this. You are hypocrites. Nana Komia takes on Mahama over comment on anti-LGBTQ bill in BBC interview. Run it, my youth. Nana Komia, the vice chairman of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign team for the 2024 elections, has taken a swing at John Dramani Mahama, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, over what he perceives to be a lack of clarity shown by him in his interview with the BBC. Nana Komia holds that John Dramani Mahama exhibited a lack of candor and candidness on the topic of the proper human sexual rights and family values bill, also known as the anti-LGBTQ plus bill, in the interview. He observed that while Mahama has been emphatic in his statements on the anti-LGBTQ bill in the Ghanaian media, he showed no such clarity in his interview with the BBC. And I support this. This is true. Now, the managing director of the state transport company also stated that Mahama has consistently been dishonest about issues of national concern. In his interview with the BBC, he was quizzed on if he would assent to the anti-LGBTQ bill if he was president. And he said it will depend on the content of the bill. Mahama is a hypocrite. When speaking to the international media, he says different things and says different things when speaking to the Ghanaian media. Dash it away. Listen, we have to take our country back. We don't have to care whatever anybody thinks. Trump has demonstrated. Much as Americans said they hated racism, they didn't like him, he was a racist, he was what? They have voted him back into power. The woman who said she was for LGBTQI+, she was ready to kill racism and all that, American voters pushed her aside and voted for a convicted felon who is anti-LGBTQ. I am not a fan of Trump. I don't like Trump because I think that Trump is a terrorist. When it comes to national issues, let's be bold. Let's not look at what we will eat. Let's not look at what predicament we will go through. This bill was proposed by the NDC. My very good friend, Jata, he was the one who proposed it, one of those. And he's been very strong in the media, even on BBC. On the ticket of your political party, he told the BBC that, no, this thing, we are going to pass it. Very emphatic, and Ghanaians applauded. Sam Jata, he said it. Now it comes to Mahama'S turn. Your turn is here for you to also reiterate the same thing if you believe in your party's sexual, proper sexual and family, whatever. And then you are pussyfooting. I am now going to look at it. And when I look at it, then I can come back and go to Parliament again. And after Parliament, we will all now go to, what's the name of the place? The Council of Elders. From the Council of Elders, we go to the graveyard, dig out all our ancestors to all look at it. From there, we will call on the ancestors whose aunties and fathers and who. We gather all of them in a family meeting. No, sir. It's disappointing. It is disappointing, Mr. President. Bring Mahama here. Mr. President, quick, bring him here, bring him here. Mr. President, with all love and respect, you know I love you, but I love Ghana more. Mr. President, from the bottom of my heart, I love you, but you know that I love Ghana more. And I know you love Ghana more. There's no need for this desperate move for power. Look, there are some things that do not need any politicking. Trump is an example. Your party brought the so-called proper human, sexual, family, whatever. Jata has been so vocal on this issue. He's a member of your party. Are you telling us you didn't see it? You didn't have time to read through? They took it to Parliament. You have a Speaker of Parliament who comes from your party. Your Speaker of Parliament has gone around the world telling everybody that as a Catholic, he will make sure that the bill is passed. You sat down and watched all this. The bill came to the Parliament. They made sure that they passed it in one way or the other. It's your turn to speak about it. And you are pussyfooting. I am not impressed, Mr. President. Well, you are not the president yet. But you will be president. Should you be president, stop pussyfooting. Hit the nail on the head. Don't be a coward like Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, those useless cowards. They have disappointed Ghana to the point that should they win power, I will not stay in this country. It's a radical way of telling everybody that I am not ready for this government. The glimmer of hope, little as it might be, is coming from your end. But if you give us postures like this, I am afraid we will jump into yet another sinking ship. It's early days yet, Mr. President. You blew a good chance to represent the true values of a Ghanaian. It is only a president who is ready to run after the IMF and the World Bank and still go cap in hand and be begging, who will be pussyfooting. In the local media, you are very vocal. Oh, we will do it. Oh, we will do it. International media, we start pussyfooting. Bawumia is a pathological liar. Everybody knows him. That's why I don't like Bawumia. Nana Akufo-Addo is a hopeless coward. That is why I don't like him. As for you, I see you as a repented soul. If you prove otherwise, I will be so hurt. Don't do that. Dashma. Next one. Malik Basintale put in charge of loot retrieval. What's a loot? A loot is when people go and then they have a certain kind of war. The spoils of war is another name for loot. You understand? Then they take the goodies away, spoils of war, or the loot. Loot in our political sense is stolen things. When we are in government and we steal, right? Loot and share. You know, that is what we're talking about. Now, who is Malik Basintale? Do you know him? That's him. That's Malik Basintale in the rain. He has all these motor riders behind him. They love him. In fact, these are the boys Mahama'S has been able to amass. I use the word amass. And rally around him. Young boys. And they are the future. I love Malik Basintale. I love the way he does his things. My brother. And when you look at his face, you see the face of a radical. When you look at this face, you see a face that has gone through hardship. Say, somebody like this should be a very good leader. Hey, the biggest problem we have in Ghana is corruption. And this is the guy who has been put in charge of corruption in the country, should Mahama'S be president. He has to go around, see who has stolen what, and be able to pinpoint that person, deal with the legal authorities to see how legally these things can be drawn back. It's almost like the work of the special prosecutor. And I support that. My brother, my sister, he might not be called the special prosecutor, but he might just be the special anti-loot director. Special anti-loot director. So his duty is just to go around, check it out, and blow the whistle in the ears of the special prosecutor. That is if the special prosecutor's office is going to be retained. Youthful people like this are very good for that. And from what Malik Basintale has so far done in the media and in the space of politics, I don't doubt that he will stand his 2 feet, stand his grounds, and be able to push whatever is supposed to be pushed. Run the story. Is he a prosecutor? Some Ghanaians react to NDC's appointment of Basintale to lead oral. And what is oral? Run it, my youth. Now, the decision by the National Democratic Congress to announce Malik Basintale, the Deputy Communications Officer of the party, as the leader of their accountability initiative, Operation Recover All Loot, has sparked numerous conversations among some Ghanaians on social media. Did you hear that? The decision by the National Democratic Congress to announce Malik Basintale, the Deputy Communications Officer of the party, as the leader of their accountability initiative, Operation Recover All Loot, has sparked numerous conversations among some Ghanaians on social media. Now, the announcement was made by Sami Jemfi, the National Communications Officer of the NDC, during the party's final rally on Thursday, December 5, 2024 at Medina. Now, according to Sami Jemfi, Basintale will be one of the leaders to spearhead the project. And the proceeds recovered from the loot of corrupt politicians will be used to fund infrastructural projects such as hospitals, schools, and roads under their administration. That's it away. So it's clear. All the dirty thieving politicians. And I see this guy as a ruthless bloodsucker when it comes to dirty politicians. He will suck their blood like a Dracula. Can't you see the face of a new generation that is ready to change the narrative? Do you see this guy sitting here as a pussyfooter? This is a guy who is ready for action. And my brother, I don't see you letting us down, but if you do, we will come back here and tell the whole world how disappointed we are. Remember, it's all about Ghana, not individuals. Let's think about it carefully. A young man is put in charge of retrieving loot from TV politicians. He has so many youth around him. They see all the politicians and what they do. All they need to do is to eavesdrop into his ears. We saw that this guy just bought a new car. Tell us how you got that car. Did you win a lottery? How did you get it? Then the legal people will come in. Let's retrieve all these things. Let the country be corruption free. These are the people who can help do that. It's a job I would have loved to do. A job I would have done for free. I will not take any money. All in the name of God. But I wouldn't want to do it full time. I make kings. I'm not a king. Let me not run away from that. It's for me to be here and speak the words of the Almighty into the ears of the leaders so they can become better. That is my day job. Sound counsel. Devoid of any partisanship is the Black Pot. And to Malik Basintale, I say congratulations, my brother. Please put your all into this. And if you do the work well, without fear of favor, where destiny is going to take you to, I prophesy, you will be overwhelmed. You shall cry tears of joy, like Mahama'S will cry tomorrow when he wins the elections. I will be on Mahama'S heels like this. He will win the election. Yes, he will win. I will be on his heels to make sure that he delivers. We are not hypocrites and we are not sycophants. Black Rasta can never be a yes man because you are giving me some small honey to lick, some small sugar. Then anything you do is right. Not me. You are mistaken. Not me. Fortunately, I don't even eat sugar. I don't eat meat. I don't eat all those things. I am not greedy. That is why I am who I am. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonumo, where we speak truth to power. And this is the final edition for the week and final edition before the voting tomorrow. Monday by this time, we will be all smiling that these dirty people in power have been chased out. The people who have disturbed and looted and robbed our country. And when they are out of power, their own people will come out and tell you how abysmally terrible Bawumia has been, including his boss, Nana Akufo-Addo. Now they want to win the election, so they are not saying anything. They are hypocrites. But we shall speak the truth every time. We shall speak truth to power. When we return, we have more. We will also be taking your messages. Keep your messages coming in. Hey! Hey! Wayo!
Black Pot, Coco Show, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonuman, and here we speak truth to power. Did you hear what Tafawa Balewa said? We must show respect for each other, first and foremost, before we ask the world to respect us. It's a golden mantra. If you don't respect yourself, how would another person respect you? If you don't respect each other, how dare you tell other people to respect you? If you are always hungry, or if you always make each other hungry, how dare you go tell the outsider and complain to him why he's making you hungry? That is what Tafawa Balewa is saying. When our ancestors and great leaders fought for our independence was not supposed to be in a vacuum. We were supposed to link up. That's why Kwame Nkrumah said, until the total liberation of the whole continent is achieved, the independence of this nation is meaningless. We shouldn't be a puppet of America. We should never be a puppet of England. Never be a puppet of the West. Our values are our values. We must stick to our values. They have their values. They stick to their values. Ghana is a very rich nation, but we have silly, dirty leaders who steal and loot this nation. That is why we have to go and beg people who are nowhere near our wealth. Mansa Musa alone carried so much gold from one part of Africa, Mali, and on his way to Mecca, he caused inflation. One man, never ever in the history of the world has it ever happened again. One man causing inflation is not possible. He did it. Money. My brother, my sister, Africa is a rich continent and not a poor one. But our leaders are so dirty-minded. They don't think beyond today. They have no good plans. They are cowards. All the proper leaders have been buried and they are gone. We have to push our leaders to think, especially that we live on a continent where only old men and women are those who we push into power. We must first and foremost respect each other before we ask the world to respect us. Kamala Harris was in this country. So arrogant. I was contacted to make a song for Kamala Harris. I told them, you think I just get up and make songs because I made an Obama song and the man became president? When Trump was coming, he got his share of the song. I told them, I don't have time to make a song for Kamala Harris. But if I am pushed to make a song for her, she will regret ever listening to the song. She came to my country and disrespected us. I don't care what you think about LGBTQI. I don't care what your laws say about LGBTQI. For me and the people of America and the people of the world, LGBTQI is nothing but a human rights issue. And our Don's president sat down with his pot belly, nodding his head, boom, 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 boom. After that, he arrogantly told the woman, disrespecting the whole nation, I don't think about Ghanaians. Forget about Ghanaians. Let them talk. Let them take it to the Parliament House. The bill will finally land on my table. From America, watch how I will deal with my own people. Such a dirty president. Dirty pot-bellied president. Thank God his 10 of offices away. Yeah, pranechi. I'm hurt. Arrogantly. And this guy is still going around campaigning for another dirty person for him to come into power. And Ghanaians sit back and they are watching these people. Ha! I look at these elections and I look at the quality of people that we have parading themselves to be presidents and leaders of this nation. And I say, where are the real leaders of this country? Leaders whose hearts will beat for their country, like Trump full-heartedly would go out and do whatever he does. But at least you can feel that he has something beating for America. Those leaders are no more. We all want to be politically correct. Oh, this thing, we don't say it in politics. If you say that, you will lose election. So politics has become a career. They are career politicians. They are not nation builders. They are not patriots. Write it down. Politics in Africa is a career. We have career politicians and not nation builders. Neither are they patriots. Hallelujah. Black RASTA, teach. Oh, teach. Oh, Kai, teach. Did you write it down? I said, politics in Africa is a career. We have career politicians, not nation builders. Neither are they patriots. Kai, one day people will play back this tape. They say, etena nipa bi wo Ghana ha. Yi na din. Nipa bi say. Ena Ghana for eduna di agrosa. And desa nipa no oko. Of course, what else do you expect? In my country, we worship dead bodies more than the living. When you are alive, you are useless. When you die, minubeko. And so, semikosan so na me say the jam kwan. I say usro, samai wo kwan so. But me wu, na me kwa, eno de uni mi beko, samai usro, samai biu. Ponchiba. Dirty, wicked people. They are not ready for common sense. The average Ghanaian is only interested in what he will eat today. It's not even any quality food. Anything to fill his belly. He doesn't think about tomorrow. The average Ghanaian does not think about the WC when he's going to eat. Hey, I'm speaking in parables. Can you link the two? When you eat, it must come out, right? If you don't have a WC, where do you go to let it come out? You go to the beach. Pollute it. Countries like Jamaica, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, they are making huge chunks of money from tourists in their tourism industry. Yet here, Kwame Nkrumah is still the lead figure that boosts our tourism. All our beaches have become shit dungs. With all disrespect to that lagoon, they call it Lavender Hill. Hallelujah. Lavender Hill. You hear the name, so beautiful. Tourists come from America, England, Japan. Oh, we're going to this Lavender Hill. Yes, there's a place called Lavender. I love lavender. I love lavender, so I want to go check out lavender. And then they drive this person to Koloigono, Lavender Hill. 7 million miles before he enters Lavender Hill, his nose is about to be uprooted because the stench that is coming from that area is worse than stench from hell. All these years, they have never found a solution. They are sarcastically calling it Lavender Hill, and they are applauding each other. It has become their middle name. And around the Lavender Hill, they decided to build another empire. And that empire, they couldn't find any better name for it but Sodom and Gomorrah. Built it there. What a people. What a people. If you tell them the truth, you will never win an election. If you tell them lies, hey, you are the best man. What a country. It's the Black Points, a.k.a. Koko Shoneman. Here we speak truth to power. Next story. What CNN says about Ghana election 24. So CNN is the world's news leader, whether you like it or not. Trump calls it fake media. Run it, my youth. I was in Atlanta the other day and I went to the CNN headquarters. I went in there and saw a few things for myself. I'm glad I did. right? Read CNN's report on Ghana's upcoming elections. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Ghanaians will go to the polls on Saturday to elect their new president as the Western African country grapples with its worst economic situation in decades. Did you hear that? And the people who have made it the worst economic situation, they are those who want you to vote them back into power. 12 candidates are vying for the presidency. As the current incumbent, Nana Akufo-Addo, reaches his 2-term limit. But the 4 front runners are seen as 2 men from Ghana's 2 dominant parties, the ruling New Patriotic Party and the opposition National Democratic Congress. So this is from CNN. I'm reading this from CNN, right? Opinion polls indicate that voters are split between current Vice President Muhammadu Bawumia, 61, and former 1-term President John Mahama, 66, who hopes to achieve a comeback similar to that achieved by U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. Now, the economy is a priority for the electorates. Godfred Bokpin, an economist and professor of finance at the University of Ghana Business School, told CNN. But other issues such as high unemployment and a crisis over illegal gold mining, known as Galamsey, would also influence how voters cast their ballots, said Kwame Asa Asante, a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Now, rising poverty. Ghanaians have been railing, yes, against environmental degradation caused by unlicensed small-scale mining, a long-standing issue that has left large swaths of land pockmarked by pits and major rivers polluted. Over the years, illegal mining sites have proliferated despite efforts by successive governments to rein in Galamsey, including military deployments by the current government to shut it down. High inflation, youth unemployment, and a steep increase in the cost of living are believed to be its main drivers amid a global surge in gold prices. According to data from the Ghana Statistical Service, more than 1.3 million people aged between 15 and 35 were unemployed as of September last year. 1.3 million. The country's economy is also reeling from the shock of the COVID-19 pandemic, which triggered a rise in poverty levels since 2020, according to the World Bank. It added in an October report that weak economic growth, limited government spending, and high inflation, particularly in food prices, have worsened living standards, pushing more people into poverty and increasing the risk of food security. In December 2022, Ghana's inflation rate hit 54.1% year on year, its highest rate in more than 2 decades, spurring protests over alleged economic mismanagement. Wow. Flash it away. My brother, CNN is painting a gloomy picture of the nation. It's painting a picture of a country that has fallen. They say when you fall, don't only look at where you fell, but look at what made you fall. They say when a speck falls into your eye and you take it out of your eye, the first thing you do is to show it to the eye. Yes, baby, to enima. Uyi sabi anu free enima. Udi chreweni. You know what that means? So that you get to know your enemy. Una ankopese who say me no. Mehu. Next time mehu minimadi me. That's what it means. When you fall and rise from the fall, you look at what made you stumble. So next time you avoid it. What made you stumble is the NPP. What made you stumble is that speck that fell into your eye. About to pluck out your eye is the NPP. They have thrown the country into untold hardships. And I've lost it for them. It's a black pot. CNN is telling you that the election is between two people. We know that already, right? But who is going to win the election? If we have to go back and bring a retired general into the war, it means the war is truly tough. And the young soldiers are not enough. You know what that means? It's for us to prepare from this generation to rescue our nation. To Mahama, I want to say congratulations. If an old dog like you, as the Americans say, this is my dog. It's my dog, man. If an old dog like you is still very important in the race, and if I say old, it's not necessarily by age. How long he's been in the political game and is still relevant, it means that he's done some things that are really good. And the new dogs can never teach the old dogs new tricks. Hallelujah. The new dog, the young dog, can never teach the old dog new tricks. Before you try it, he's seen it already. Congratulations to John Dramani Mahama. He's going to be your next president. Those of you who like it, say hallelujah. Those who don't like it, do we have any choice? I will not vote for a fraudulent-minded cheddar who knows everything, is not ready to hear that he's wrong. I won't vote for Alan Cash. He was part of these people who helped to rob and kill the country. If I will vote at all, I'll be looking at some other people in it. But the brightest chance, by all the statistics, all point to Mahama. Is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we read your messages and do more. Hey! Hey! Wayo!
Black pot. Coco show man. 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 Black pot. Coco show man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonam, where we speak truth to power. And I'm most excited to be with you. Can we see your messages? We're ready to read your messages. Remember, our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. We are happy to promote your business. Yes? Remember to share the broadcast. At the same time, also remember to like it and make sure that all your family and friends get to hear about this wonderful channel. It's called The Black Pot, aka Kokushonomo, and the channel is Black Empire Media. We are located right here in Accra, the capital of Ghana. All right? In the interim, let's see some of the messages coming in. All right? Tomorrow is election day. Make sure you go out there, vote in your massive numbers, vote for change. Yes, and remember, it's all about Ghana. Don't think about who gave you some bribe, rice or some 20 cedis or 100 cedis. Think about Ghana. The more you keep taking the bribes, the more Ghana goes back. You will keep taking the bribe until you die poor. No bribe taker ever gets rich. But if you refuse the bribes and force the leaders to do the right thing, then you can duplicate the nations that you've been looking at admiringly all this while. Shall we look at the messages? Kofi Azuma says, make sure you watch. Well, he says, make sure you all watching this live streaming here today, call your friends and family members to come and watch and listen to The Truth with the Champion Black Rasta. Kofi Azuma says, share this live stream on all your social media platforms. Grace Saki says, hi. Flacco Harlem TV says, respect Mr. Black. Kofi Azuma says, I believe President John Mahama will do the right thing for Ghanaians and Ghana. I believe so too. Yes. Kofi Azuma says, Black Rasta is always dressing sharp. Thank you. Elizabeth Mensa says, John Dramani Mahama has nothing good to offer. All right. Send more comments and we'll be reading all of them. Maria Sedash says, Black Rasta, JM gave a good answer to this gay question because he said he needs to read the bill first before signing. And I'm asking you and JM, when he was telling Akufo-Addo to sign it, did he read it himself? If you are giving me food to eat, make sure you taste the food yourself. He was telling Akufo-Addo to sign. Go ahead and sign. And again, members of his party promulgated the bill. Why did they not consult with their boss? I'm just asking. Did he not read it? If he didn't, why did he ask Nana Akufo-Addo to sign it? That's the question I'm asking. Which Nana Addo refused to sign? Nana Addo did not even read the bill. How do you know? Also, Maria Sedash comes back, says, JM can't sign something he has not even read. And he can't also force anybody to sign any bill that he himself hasn't read. If you tell somebody to do something, it means that you know it's good. Remember, it's about Ghana. If JM hasn't read it and he doesn't know that what is contained in this thing is either bad or wrong, he has no right to tell anybody to sign the bill if he loves Ghana. There's no way you can go around it, Maria Sedash. Tomorrow is election day and we don't need any negative comments because we have a nation to save tomorrow. You don't need negative comments. You see? You want to push everybody. No. Then this is not your platform. If you are mistaken, you need another platform. If there's something negative, you will say it. Because it's all about Ghana, not personalities. Yes, if people are wrong, we need to let them know that they are wrong. Because you want to win an election. Therefore, anything that is wrong, you praise it like the NPP is doing. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. No, not me. Maria Sedash, please. Why are you not concerned about the military men Nana Addo has deployed into our nation today? But talk about unnecessary issue. Brother, listen. Have you been following this show? We are talking about so many different things. Your problem is that I'm saying that JM has disappointed me with that comment he made. That's your problem. It's not my problem because it's Ghana I'm looking at. We are talking about so many different issues in this. Do you follow this show? Right from Galamsey all through soldiers and police and everybody. You are going for elections. You don't need any what is negative. If you love Ghana, this is a positive message for Ghana. To my darling, says God, Allah bless our homeland Ghana. Amen. All right. Dwabelian Zobil says fire. Tunde Giwa says fire. Ayagbede Sairam says fire. Ghana. TCJJ said, good evening, the Kickmaker Blakk. Francis Appim says, the show is live. Jah guide you. No one is bigger than the truth. More fire. You have said it right. Conscious Agbemenua Hosu says, amen. Ferry Suraj Babani says, Malik Basintale, your brother has a message for you. Yes. Okay. Ready for the message. Baba Ghazali says, MPP is winning. And you can't live in Ghana. You can move to our neighboring countries. Don't worry about where I will go, but I will certainly go. I will certainly go because I will never sit under Baumia, especially in this election. I've had enough. I've sweated enough. I'm not ready to sweat anymore. All right? Bernard Okain says, more fire. All right? Okay. And then Conscious Agbemenu also says, my friend, if you are not serious, don't come and annoy us. Baba Ghazali says, my brother, please, as you know, the whole country is choosing the elephant. Yeah. Which country? Which country is choosing the elephant? Okay. Stephen Elikem Lawson says, more fire, Black Rasta. All right? It is what it is. Any more comments? Okay. So we have 2 more stories and we are done. Next story. Now watch the next. NDC Secretary caught with 200,000 ballots. This is the man. Yeah, this is the man. He has a very beautiful name. I hear Mu. He was caught. That's him there. And that's with the police. So what really happened? Let's see. These are the papers. All right? Run it, my youth. Lord God have mercy to the bongo clippings. NDC Constituency Secretary caught with 23,000 ballot papers in the voter. Listen. 23,000 ballot papers. And we said what? 200,000 ballots. We shall explain that. Run it, my youth. On Thursday, December 5, that's yesterday at approximately 12:45 p.m., immigration officers stationed at Heavy, an unapproved route in the Akachi North District, intercepted 3 booklets of ballot papers. 3 booklets. 3 like this. Each booklet contained 1,000 ballots. So that is 3,000 ballots in total. You see the calculation. So the 23,000 is 230,000, right? In fact, on the safer side, it's more than 200,000 ballots. Now, the interception occurred during a routine monitoring exercise by immigration officers in the Avehevi enclave en route to Vodome in the neighboring Togo. Now, the suspect, Abraham Ahiabu, the current NDC Constituency Secretary for Akachi North, was detained. Now, during interrogation, Ahiabu claimed he was transporting the ballots to Vodome to educate voters on how to cast their ballots during elections. However, the circumstances surrounding the incident have raised significant concerns. Honorable Ahiabu revealed that he had an additional 20,000 ballot booklets in his possession, further deepening suspicions. That should have. So, my brother, let's not rush into conclusion. The man says he has picked booklets to go and teach his people how to vote properly. What's wrong with that? It's an educational material. In the last election, so many ballots were spoiled. This time, NDC says, we are not going to sleep. We will make sure we win the election by fair means. So we would educate our people how to vote properly. And the best education is the one that you do when it's close to the examination. It's still fresh in your coconut. I don't see anything wrong with this. I applaud the police anyway because the police apprehended the man and now there's a forensic audit of the booklets to find out if they are authentic or they were actually meant for educational purposes. And the truth will come out. All the ballot papers from the EC, they have serial numbers. They have a certain level of authentication. If these ones were just printed left, right, and center to be taken there for education, so be it. Because you can't carry this in your pocket and go and put in the ballot box on the day of voting. It will be different from what the EC has produced. So, my brother, even when money comes out, new notes, we print them out and paste them for people to go and see exactly what it looks like before it comes. So I am not in a hurry to say that he's done something wrong until the police comes out to say, oh, the ballot papers were actually stolen or they are authentic. He intended to go and steal the elections in the area. Have we made sense? Final story, my youth, and we are done. All right, so here we go. The final story here says what? The truth about Shatta Wale's mother's house refusal. Yesterday we carried a story about Shatta Wale and about the mother who moved out of her house right after the program. I got a call from the team of Shatta Wale and they updated me on some of the things that happened. Different members gave me so many different stories and we tallied the stories. I want to spend just about 2 minutes to shed some light on this. Now, Shatta Wale's mother has been in the media talking about how her son is not treating her good. She has 4 children. She had a prophecy in a church that one of her children would make her proud and even buy her a house. So when Shatta Wale called and said, Mommy, there's a house for you. Sammy Flex was the one, that's his manager, who took Mama Elsie Avemega to the house. And the house is located right there at Abokobi. This is the house. According to Sammy Flex, on the way to the house, Mama Elsie started saying, where are you taking me to? Me, I don't like Abokobi. I don't like that area. I don't like that area. According to Sammy Flex, she kept saying this until they arrived there. And when she got in there, first question she asked, where is Junior? I want to see Junior. So, oh, Mama, you know what? You and your son, your relationship has not been very good. If I were you, I'll let you stay. I'll stay in the house for some time. And then, of course, around the weekend, Junior should be able to come in. But let's have a video of you saying thank you to Junior. Just say, Junior, I've seen the house that you brought me into. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. According to Sammy Flex, Mama Elsie said, me over my dead body. I will never make that video. So she refused to make the video. Sammy Flex said, no matter what he said, she refused to make the video. Of course, it was supposed to be for publicity. It was supposed to tell the whole world that, hey, My mother, who was allegedly sleeping on the streets as a homeless woman, now has a place to lay her head. I asked Sammy Flex, why did SHATTA all of a sudden change his mind? He said, a lot of people, including your good self and I, spoke to him. And he decided to heed to the call. So when Mama Elsie went into the house, the following day, Sammy Flex said he went to visit her and she was out of the house. She had gone to the church, the same church where the prophet told her that the son would build her a house. And she gave a testimony that her son had bought her a house. But Sammy said he never told Mama Elsie Avemega that a house was built for her or bought for her. 2 days, 3 days later, she said the water was not flowing in the house properly. According to Sammy Flex, there's water there, but she just doesn't like Abokobi. So she left the house in less than a week. Sammy Flex said the house was paid for 2 solid years. It wasn't 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It was paid for 2 solid years. But Mama Elsie left the place and the money was refunded to the Shatta Wale team. My brother, my sister, it's a family issue. And normally when I'm talking about family issues like this, I don't feel comfortable. I will like to say that the family is still meeting to talk, and I believe that they will be able to find a solution, especially where exactly Mama Elsie wants her house. I know where she wants the house, but I will let the family come out and say, in the interim, congratulations to Shatta Wale. He has been handpicked by Vibes Cartel, the only African act to play on his concert, the Freedom Street, this month in Jamaica. And I would also want to say congratulations to Mama Elsie. Your son is coming closer and closer to you. Please give him a chance to bond with you properly. Don't start refusing some of these gifts. Even if you don't like them, start accepting them and showing appreciation. He will bond with you better. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. And here we speak truth to power. Shall we look at the last messages and we are out of here? Okay. Remember to take our messages, our phone numbers, contacts right now, and then make sure that you get to us so we can promote your business and do more. Yeah? Bill says tomorrow's election is between Ghanaians and the MPP. Whoever wins the election doesn't matter. But what matters is that the MPP must be voted out of power because they have thrown the country into hot water. Reject Baolaya. Adnan Yakubu says, preacher and prophet, Manuel Issue says, long live Ghana. God protect us. Mahama to save Ghana. Hallelujah. Lindsay Borte says, Blakk, fire. Derek Azuma says, bless up, Blakk. Solomon Kofi says, Blakk, always speaking truth to power. We love you, King Black Rasta. I love you too. Emmanuel Agbogla says, good evening, family. Love you. We appreciate you and we love you. This is my final message. Bring the photo of ex-president John Dramani Mahama. And I'm going to close on this. It's going to last only 1 minute. Bring the photo. All right. So, Mr. President, tomorrow by this time, Ghanaians will be smiling. You will also be crying. And the tears shall be tears of joy that you had a new president. I will congratulate you publicly. But as you have always known me, Ghana first. We are going to continue speaking like this. Where you go wrong, we'll try and correct you. If we get closer to you, we wouldn't need to put it out in the public space. But people would see that things are happening. But when we would have to address you from afar, we would also do it with all respect and honor, like we have always done. In the interim, I wish you all the best, and I wish Ghana all the best. I think as it stands right now, everybody has rejected Bawumia. You are the one there. Keep praying and keep getting closer and closer to God. Revise your policies in your head, because when you come into power, you have only 4 years. I want to see the 24-hour economy. I want to see the country grow better. Congratulations, Mr. President. I will see you again tomorrow like this, in the comfort of my home. I will be congratulating you. That is what all the statistics say. And that is what almost every Ghanaian is praying for. Remember, Mr. President, in closing, people are fed up with the NPP, the way they were fed up with you and removed you. So when you come, change the narrative. Serve Ghana. So that when you are leaving, people will be crying. They would want you to prolong your stay. But because of our laws, you wouldn't be able to do this. That is when your statues will be all over, and we shall hail you. Hail the new president, the comeback general, John Dramani Mahama. We love you. We appreciate you. Hey!